Chapter 931, Soba Dino Sneak Boy Fight and Amnesia. Hello everyone, and welcome to another episode of the Podcast. I'm the best guy ever, and this is Hypocrite.
Oh boy, it's so chilly right now out in these Arctic waters. I think we must be near a polar island or something.
A winter island.
Winter island.
That's a thing. Remember how at the beginning of One Piece, like the concept of seasonal islands was introduced? And I suppose it's still technically accurate that every island has its own localized weather degree based on the 4 seasons. Doesn't come up very much, though.
No.
But that's okay.
I guess because like a summer island is just nice. I guess Dressrosa may have been a summer island.
Maybe. It is confirmed that Alabasta is a summer island, and it's like a desert. Although, you know, like, does that mean that every summer island is like desert conditions, or is it just Alabasta that's a summer island and it's a desert on top of that?
I think it would be pretty hard to be a desert if it wasn't a summer island.
I would imagine so. I mean, I know that Drum Island is a winter island.
What would an autumn island look like? Just probably like the trees are constantly not good. They're just getting ready to lose their leaves, but they never do.
I'm fucking Googling it right now. Is there an autumn island? Okay, winter islands. Drum Island, Karakuri Island. Oh, that's where Vegapunk's from. Whatever. Let me skip to fucking autumn island. There is none that appear in the series yet. Although, according to Nico Rob, the island that comes after Alabasta is an autumn island. Although I don't know if they ever went there. Okay, anyway... that's enough of that, people. We're on to chapter 931, Osoba Mask. And cover page.
And we got Cloudman. I forgot what his name is.
His name is Zeus. Zeus, of course.
Yes, he's making it rain.
Zeus is loose, and he is making it rain on this hoe. And these frogs, also that hoe of a frog. So is Zeus a member of the crew now? Does he count?
I haven't seen it. I can't remember seeing him with Nami since Whole Cake Island, so I don't really know what's going on.
Big Mom did say in the last whatever, like I think last chapter when we saw her get dorked or whatever, she did say like, we're coming to beat you, Straw Hats, and we're taking Zeus back. So they definitely want Zeus back. And I know he's like part of the Mommy's climate attack now. I don't know. I guess we'll find out more. But does he count as a person? Does he count as a member of the crew now? I guess he's still, like, being forced to be here.
He's a homie, which means... Well, he's a special homie. So he's, like, technically part of Big Mom, but is proved to be automatous and doesn't have to follow her necessarily. Yeah. So I guess it's, like, one of Big Mom's children, kind of. Like, you could think of it like that.
I guess it's something to do with that. I don't know. I'm sure we'll learn more as we go on. But anyway, let's get into the chapter, people. So, wham, boom, bop. Remember Sanji getting the Germa can with a big 3 on it?
Yes.
Time to do it. Here we go. So let's find out if I predicted fire powers are going to activate. Let's see. And Sanji is going to use it on himself against page 1, and there he goes.
So... Sanji is like we thought, I mean, it's pretty obvious, to disguise himself, and, you know, if I just throw away my prize, like, I don't like the Germa, but you know what, it's a convenient disguise, I'll just see what the fuck this is all about. And he opens that can up, he cracks that open, and then it spins around real fast.
Yep.
And he does a funny pose, and a silly Sailor Moon happens.
That's a Gynax pose, as luck would have it. The arms crossed, standing valiantly. Although, I mean, other people do stand valiantly with their arms crossed who aren't Gynax. But nonetheless, it is a Gynax pose, so cool.
Oh, yeah, when he turns into the 3-man.
There he is, big ol' San boy. So Frankie and Usopp are... Now, see, okay, Frankie and Usopp are like, wow, so cool. And... and we see page 1 just making the joke, like, why is he on the roof? As in, lol, why is he on the roof? He transformed. That doesn't mean anything. Right now, I just want to say, we will cover this further as we go on, but I was thinking that, like, hey, female characters generally don't react in impressed ways to transformations or lasers or things like that in One Piece. More proof that page 1 is female. But let's see how that goes on.
Where?
We also see that Law also isn't impressed, so I was like, maybe that's a contradiction. Okay, but nonetheless.
Maybe Law's
nonetheless.
female.
Oh, we confirmed it, ladies and gentlemen. Ivankov confirmed gender swap.
Yeah. He's Luffy's mum's daughter. He's whatever.
Sounds about right.
So
And there he is,
guys. Germa 66, number 3, Stealth Black. So the suit has transformed him. He's got his hair coiffed up.
Yeah, looks cool. I like it.
He's got a ninja mask covering his face. He's got the little sunglasses. And I really like how Law is like, he's very serious, and he's like, that's Stealth Black, and he says all this information, and basically outs himself as a Germa 66 nerd.
Kinda, except he hated it. Oh no, he used to read it, but he hated the Germa.
Yeah, he loved the
that's
comic.
true.
The Germa were the bad guys. He was like, oh, those Germa rascals. And he's just like, he's just a big nerd.
Because he's from the North Blue. He's from the North Blue, and the fucking the Vinsmokes. They used to literally rule it until they became a meme as the Germa, and so he would know. He would know all about it. It's famous shit. So pretty cool. This is pretty cool. So of note, so Sanji's color is black, and as we all know, Sanji's like name in the series is Black Leg Sanji. So his color theme is consistent. That's very satisfying to me, and it makes me happy. Cool.
Yeah, I mean, I assume it's black with bits of yellow because of the hair.
Well, we just have no idea. It is in black and white.
I mean, you know, what could it be? Black and white?
We could look at the other Germa costumes and see. I'm gonna Google it right now. Germa red.
I assume it was just their hair color, so I mean, it doesn't really matter. We'll find out eventually.
I guess so. But okay, there's some funny things going on here, but we will discuss them. We will discuss them. Okay, so let's keep going. So boom. The guy's like, "Oh, you're not a simple boy. Tell me your name." "I'm Osoba Mask." Okay, so there's your chapter name drop. Well, also he has cool sunglasses now. Dope.
Yeah.
Dope.
Yeah, classic Sanji, not giving a shit about the cool name. Is it classic? I don't know. Maybe it's just sort of like he made a stupid error. He made a stupid name up right on the spot, and he's like,
that
whatever.
happens a lot. Let's use the power of science, he says, and blast. There he goes. And boom, he hits page 1, or rather, page 1 tries to get him, and he dodges. Cool, and he's vanished. And then boom, he gets kicked in the dick. If he does in fact have a dick, still open to debate. And then, boom, he's moving faster than our eyes can see. No, he is in fact an invisible boy.
Yeah.
He is Stealth Black, who has the ability to disappear at will. Oh my god. And let's just finish this thought. So if you'll all recall, Thriller Bark, ladies and gentlemen, as Oda so kindly reminds us of, Sanji grew up and longed ever since he was a young boy, specifically for the power of the clear devil fruit, so he could turn invisible, and tragically he met Absalom, who had that devil fruit power, and it made Sanji very sad because he wants to sneak in on girls and peep at them committing rampant sexual crimes. But that's just how you do it, baby.
Do you think he wanted to do those sexual crimes as a child when he learned of the fruit?
I think he absolutely does, because we can see him as a child immediately. Wait, you know what? As a child, he's clearly just learning about the clear fruit. Saying that it lets them turn invisible. It may have been as he matured and became sexually active that he decided that was, in fact, the devil fruit that, was his favorite and whatnot.
Yeah. It also could be like a handy way to get away from his horrible family.
That's true. Incidentally, we see him reading a book about the devil fruit, about the clear fruit. We don't know if it's literally the book, but it's been discussed for a long time that there is like some sort of documentation, some book that Blackbeard specifically had read that documents all the devil fruit types and all the different devil fruits that are known, I guess, at least. And maybe we see him with a bunch of books around him. Maybe it's that one book he's holding, or maybe it's all those books around him as like an encyclopedia set or something. Pretty cool, though. I don't know. I'd sure like to get a hand on those and give them a read sometime.
Yeah, I guess it would make sense that the Germa would have such books.
They are important people. That's true.
By the way, if you can hear a dog barking, that's just the ship's dog. He's a sea dog. He's another mink we have. He's just upset because he hates One Piece and he doesn't like it when we talk about it.
He doesn't like that he is canonically within the lore of One Piece. That really bums him out. on a day-to-day basis, as we are as well. Okay, let me just say. So we have discovered that it is this suit. This suit allows Sanji to turn invisible. That is the power of Stealth Black. Okay, well, so let me just say first of all, how convenient is it? And like, Law makes this quite clear. It's a little bit silly, and, I won't get too upset about this or anything, that, like, conveniently, Sanji, Garma number 3, Stealth Black, like, that this historic character of Garma, of Stealth Black, number 3 of the Garma, matches Sanji's aesthetic as black-wearing dude. So first of all, silly coincidence. Okay, that's fine.
That's fine,
Because that's not a big deal. But what is strange to me now is, okay, so Winch Green, right? Fucking Winch Green, I forget his name, Yonji Winch Green, man. He has like a weird winch in his arm. Okay, he can do that. Is that part of the suit, or is that something he can do as like a genetic freak man? You know what I'm saying? Same goes for like Light number 1 Ichiji, Light Man, whatever his fucking title is, I can't remember, Sparking Red or something. He can like turn into light. Is that part of the suit?
All right.
Or is that genetic, magic going on?
I would assume that it is the suit, because this suit, like they just brought up the clear fruit.
Yeah.
I think a lot of these suits, or all of them, are like
based on
scientific recreations of the effects of certain devil fruits, which is probably why, like the Germa have those books. What's the dad's name? I forget again.
A judge.
Judge is like, sciencing is good, and I like to have strong soldiers, but I can't get my hands on a million devil fruits, or like I can't get my hands on all the devil fruits I would like. Let's scientifically recreate the effects of these ones for my boys.
Fair.
Like, I can imagine that would be how it works.
Are we to understand, based on Law's description of Stealth Black's powers and abilities, that these are, like, historical powers that the Germa have had for a long time? Because, like, he knows the powers of Stealth Black, and so clearly that was documented, in the comics when he was, like, young, growing up and stuff, which implies that they're historical in some way. So how long have they had these powers? You know what I mean? Isn't this kind of strange,
I think the thing to ask is, why was the comic made? Was it like a propaganda piece? Was he like hyping up his subjects for like, just you wait until these powers are real? Or maybe Judge was a fan of the comic and he decided to make it real.
Well, that would be such a weird coincidence. Okay, let's just revisit real quick the concept of like Sora of the Sea, the comic. That is about a Marine. I think he's got like a seagull best friend who fights with him or whatever, and they fight the evil Germa 66, is what they do. And they are like the bad guys and whatnot. So it certainly wouldn't be like positive propaganda.
Yeah.
I don't know. Isn't this just strikes me as kind of strange.
Well, all right. I think then, like, I can't remember exactly how the comic was mentioned, but like, it could be possible that the Vinsmokes are fans of the comic, and a comic was just, a fabrication.
So they base their superpowers on the fucking comic? That would be so strange.
That would be really funny if Judge was a comic nerd on top of everything.
Damn it.
Like he's a big dangerous man, but he really likes this comic. Or maybe his sons really like the comic, and it's like, Dad, can you make our powers be like this? And he's like, okay.
Maybe.
There's possibles.
The weirdest one that stands out to me is Winch Green. Like, his arm just turns into a fucking winch. How does the suit do that? Is that just, like, literally built into the suit, the whole winch? And so he doesn't, like... I can't remember.
It's just as strange as turning into light. Like, your body is being changed.
Okay. I mean, you're not wrong. You're not wrong.
I don't know.
Okay, here I'm going to give him an out, because I think there is a solution that makes some sense. Maybe the Germa in the past, as we've said, these are very similar to Devil Fruit powers. Maybe the Germa members used to just have those Devil Fruit powers. There was, like, one time when the Germa 66 had, like, 5 Devil Fruits, or, 4, however many it is. I guess 5, because of fucking the pink one. And, like, they happen to be Poison Fruit, Lightning Fruit, Light Fruit, I guess I don't know what else is there.
Winch.
I forget the other winch fruit, and then like invisibility, sneaky fruit. Maybe that's what it is. Other than that, I don't think this makes any fucking sense.
True. On the face of it, I don't think it makes sense, but I don't. I also don't think that the Germa 66 are never coming back. So I think we will get some sort of explanation about them.
You know, maybe here's
in
one
more
final
depth.
thing. Possibly, maybe it's just that the comic, like, I don't know, how long ago was Law young? 20 years, maybe. Maybe the comic's been running 20 years, and Judge had already made these Germa technologies before that point, and there was a, Germa number 3 black sneaky man, and it used the same suit that Sanji's using now. But did the Germa, these members exist before Sanji and his brothers and sisters exist? This is okay. You know what? I don't know. I have no idea. That's, I think, what's implied here. But I don't know. You know what? Let's just move on because I'm honestly not that worried about it. It was just a small weird thing, and I don't really care.
I will throw in one more thing. What if
Sure.
Judge was part of like the cool Germa 66 numbers guys, and then they all died or something. He grew up. And he was like, I'm just going to do it again with my sons or something.
I know there's an answer to this that's just, quote, 'cause it's cool or things like that. But, like, why doesn't... Okay, if it's the powers that give them their abilities, why doesn't Judge just, like, use, I don't know, like, the same powers in his suit that fucking Yonji has in his, or Ichiji, and, like, can just turn into light and do laser blasts? That sounds like an advantation thing to have in combat. Why just, fly around and stab people with a spear when you can shoot lasers? I don't understand. Is it related to him being a superhuman or not? I don't get it. I'm very confused by this whole situation.
It could be also that in order to use the suits properly, you need to be a bit of a genetic freak
but that's the
science
thing.
Powers.
That implies that they only came about recently, and Sanji has probably never worn this suit before, so why is there a legend of sneaky black number 3 man? Right?
I don't know. I didn't feel like that confused about it. I was just assuming that the comic was either like fiction, the reality copies the fiction, or like there just was another 3 before.
But who was that? And did it rely... Okay, obviously, his doesn't rely... Okay, whatever. You know what? We've been over it. I feel there's some consistencies. Our fair viewers at home can judge for themselves if they even give a shit. Because I know that none of this actually matters to anyone or Oda, and it's not a big deal. I just wanted to point it out to do my due diligence. Okay, anyway. So Sanji's got powers. He's got a shield on his cape. He's got an Expedi thing on his shoes. He's got a flotation device. Even though he can already fly, so kind of redundant, but that's okay. And he can turn invisible. Pretty cool. Pretty cool. And, okay, tragically, we see Page 1 in his hybrid form. And as far as I can tell, he looks pretty damn male. I'm seeing male-presenting titties.
Yes.
Even if he, maybe he'll transform and get more feminine, but that sure looks like a male chest to me.
Yeah,
so I think my
like
theory...
there's nothing to this. It's just a guy with long hair.
He looks pretty cool, though, especially on, like, the next page and stuff. I think he looks pretty dope in this form.
Yeah, he looks a little bit like a wrestler with long hair.
Yeah,
and
like Roman Reigns or something.
Something like that.
Not bad. Anyway, he does a big old swing at our boy Sanji, Osoba Man, slaps him into a building. And they were like, oh no, is he dead? Nah, he's fine. The cape protects him. And even if he didn't, he would have been fine anyway, because it's a shonen. And so I guess Sanji tells him to run away. I'll take care of this, lads. Sanji does a big jump in the sky, cool fall down attack, and wha-bam. Hits him from above. We don't know what happens, and Law and the gang are running away. And that's it. That's it.
So now,
Pretty cool.
now there's a Germa guy running amok. He's probably gonna get reported as a Vince Smoke, or a Germa guy is like, oh shit. The Germans invaded or something. Like if he's a known
wanted
figure.
poster say he's a Vince Smoke now? Just out of curiosity.
I don't think we've seen one in a while. Like the last one I remember seeing was the one that prompted the whole Whole Cake Island thing, where it was like wanted alive.
Okay, apparently I'm looking at it. I don't think it says Vince Smoke. It just says Sanji only alive. That was cool. That was cool. I like that detail a lot, but we've been over that endlessly. On this business, nonetheless, now we're getting a new scene. We're in Orochi Castle.
Oh, wait, before we do that, they say, Law says, we probably won't be able to stay in the capital. Let's head to Ibisu Town, which was where Zoro and the Smiling Freaks are.
Oh, yes.
Although, if you recall, Zoro met the people in Ibisu Town in the past relative to this scene. So, like...
Right. He'll be gone,
They'll arrive, and maybe he won't be there. Maybe something will have happened. I just want to keep track of, like, the fact that they said in the past, because it's such a strange thing to do for no reason.
It was just there was no need for it unless something's... I don't know. It feels a little strange, no matter what. But hey, that's okay. That's okay. So they're off. Yeah, they got a quest.
Keeping on the time thing, at the same time, Orochi Castle. So this is happening simultaneously.
There he is.
Wario with his big teeth doing his funny fun dance. And
he's having a good time.
Robbie, is doing a sneak. She's doing a stealth. She's
finally doing cool stealthy things, and I like it, and it makes me happy. And she's looking for clues, looking for things. This country's been isolated, looking for history. Poneglyphs were made here. Where's the hidden door? Got to find the secret plans. But then immediately, there's like 1,000 fucking guys behind Robin immediately. The Orochi Oniwa Banshu, the Shogun's personal ninja squad. Robin has been completely cucked at her first moment of stealthing and sleuthing. And you know what? I forgive her, but she shouldn't forgive herself, because that's embarrassing. And she's even like, what? I couldn't sense their Ryatsu. They're being ninjas. They're sneaky guys.
Yeah, I mean, I get that ninjas would be, like, stealthy and you wouldn't have known about them until now.
You know what? If this were Bleach, this would be a moment where Robin literally says, like, I couldn't sense their Ryatsu. How could they? Blah, blah, blah. And it would imply that they're really powerful. One Piece is different than that, and it's just that Robin, who's a very observant person, these people are just ninjas. So of course they're fucking stealthy. And that's just like a binary thing. Ninja or not ninja. If ninja, undetected. And it's cool. And I like these guys. I don't know if they're being set up as...
I love a lot of their designs. In fact, all of them.
See that guy in the catfish? Looking good.
Yeah, he's just hanging out on land, just smiling away. I like
the big guy, upside down on top.
Upside down big guy. Looks like a guy from Dark Souls. Big meaty fighter. There's the guy on the left with the demon mask.
Yep.
And then there's the little guy who looks like what Pokemon is that? Like the
Snover or whatever, Snowrunt.
Snowrunt, yeah, like a little Snowrunt guy.
He's like in a house. He walks around as a house or a tent. He's like in Eeyore's hut or something.
Yeah, permanently in Eeyore's hut. And right in the middle is what's her name from Deltarune? The Merry Christmas lady.
Oh, the reindeer. I forget her name, but yeah. There she is. Is she a mink? She kind of looks like a mink, but I'm gonna guess not. She's just kind of weird looking. Is my guess. Yeah, these guys are cool. There is no chance. I'm just gonna lay it out right now. There's no chance that all these characters get a satisfying fight. So I'm almost sad to see all these cool designs, because I already know there's no chance they all are done justice to. But that's okay.
In big battles, you never get to know all the soldiers.
Here's my question,
it's just like the scale of the fighting has become so big that like a normal shonen thing where each main character faces off against a main villain character of the team is just like unfeasible with the amount of strong players and everyone has an army. And all the armies have to be incredibly powerful because they're in the new world.
But I mean, if you think about it, though, like in Alabasta, there was a gigantic, massive war going on during Alabasta. So obviously, the actions of our characters were a drop in the bucket compared to all that murder and mayhem going on, right nearby. And nonetheless, those are some of the most satisfying shonen battles of all time in Alabasta.
Were they?
Yeah. Fucking Zoro one-on-one Mr. One.
Oh, no,
most
I mean,
Kino fight.
Yeah, but the war, like the war was filled up with
Yeah.
nameless, boring-looking guards and nameless,
True.
boring-looking rebels, and they were nameless and boring-looking, and I really did not care about any of them.
Yes.
I mean, I know that
Absolutely.
it seems like a waste to have all these cool designs, but what it says to me is that Oda's just really good at designing characters.
You know,
But instead
you
of
are
being-
not wrong.
Instead of being like a Bleach, like a Tite Kubo, and having all of those characters take up, just add them to the cast and just have them be around constantly and just sort of standing around. He lets them just, exist in the canon, but like, I'm trying to think of a way to say it that's not like stupid, but I am stupid.
I mean, no, you know what? I reject that. I refuse to let Oda off the hook because the rules of shonen are thus. If you show me an interesting character design and they look like they might have some unique skills or unique powers, if I don't get a satisfying fight with that character, I'm saying it, you have failed as a manga author, as a shonen creator. That is just a failure. That's what I think. I really think so. I want to see a fight. If this were Rurouni Kenshin, if this were just one panel in Rurouni Kenshin, we would get a fight with every single one of these guys, and it would be dope. But this is One Piece, and our scale is literally too big. There's no chance. So, I know it's a small. It's a weird thing to criticize, but I still stand by it. Let me ask you this: why didn't Oda? Okay, all right. There's something unique about this panel that I like. It's not that Robin turned around and like one super sneaky ninja was there. It's that an entire room full of sneaky ninjas all snuck up at the same time on Robin, and she didn't detect any of them. That is funny and unique, and I like it. So total props on that. But like, look at that weird thin dude on the left holding the shamisen. I want to see what kind of fighter that dude is. I want to see what his secret technique is. And I feel that way about most of these guys. That little weird one in the middle, fucking reindeer girl or whatever. Same thing.
I understand the frustration. I just think that they like satisfying fight for you is like a Katakuri level, like a really good
It doesn't
fight.
have to be that much. It doesn't have to be that.
So like I could imagine like Dressrosa had a lot of stuff happening.
Yes.
But one thing I think was done actually quite well is giving all of those like fucking the Colosseum battles so many people, so many characters, a lot of them completely irrelevant forever, but they had interesting and unique designs and they had fights and you saw their powers even just for a moment. I feel like all of these characters are going to have at least a bit where when the shit gets where all the characters are like fighting and there's like a big battle going on everywhere.
Looking
these
back
characters
on it,
will all have some sort of impact in some area of some fights. I don't think they're just going to be thrown away.
Well, it's the same with like the Whitebeard commanders. Like we got introduced to like 16 of them at once, and we're like, wow, these are Whitebeard's commanders. These guys have got to do something. And like, and of course, I don't blame Oda for like not having the physical space to like, give all of them a dope ass fight. Just a handful of them got anything even close to like a cool moment, like Vista, Marco, Diamond Jaws, and that's basically it. Those guys. Everyone else just didn't do much. And I expect even less from these guys. But I don't know. I guess I just still feel.
I get it. I just feel like it's still good that there are like he can just crank out really good character designs easily.
Yes.
And that it fills the world with characters that could, like, if nothing else, fill your imagination. Like, to know that all of these characters are here, and people are gonna gravitate to certain designs, and they just like the designs because it looks cool. And if they say, man, I wish that character would have had more time to do something, well, they can imagine it. They can have their own stories, or they can, I think it just invites creativity, and I don't see how it's like ultimately a negative.
Well, like, when it comes to like the Colosseum fighters, looking back on it, I feel pretty satisfied with like how every Colosseum fighter, they really did each kind of get their moment during the Colosseum. And, some of them got way more later, obviously. And it introduced all the people who are going to join Luffy's fleet later. So if we reach the level that, like, those Colosseum fighters got, maybe during the big war that I assume will happen later in this arc, if we get there, I will be satisfied. I will be content. Because these are all ninjas. I don't expect them to all be radically different. Unlike the Whitebeard commanders, these guys are way lower level. So it's okay to me if they don't get like a crazy Katakuri level or even like Vista level moment. As long as we get like a little thing of that guy biting that scroll, fucking at one moment he takes that scroll out of his teeth and he uses the spell that's on it and I get to see what it does, I'll be like, thank you. I feel satisfied. That's what I'm looking for.
Yeah, I want to see the big guy on the ceiling do something. Like, he's huge. How stealthy could he possibly be? Very, apparently. So, like, I want him to do something. I want the fish man to do something. The house man and the Delta Rune.
Yeah. Me too. Okay, so I guess we'll just judge. We'll just judge as we go.
Also, there's a funny man on the left. He's got
that guy's face.
He's so smart. You think you're smart? Look at this guy. He's like
face of wisdom.
He's like Marge, but that one depiction where people thought her head just kept going in her hair.
Is it that one where Marge is stanced up and teaching and crumping with Bart? Is that what you're talking about?
I can't remember. I remember there was I thought you had a normal head. No, my head just goes up all the way.
Oh, you mean that guy? Right. Okay, I forgot. That there was another character here. This guy Fukurokuju, the captain man with a big head. You know what I was thinking?
Big earlobes as well.
Oh, I didn't even notice those. I wonder if he's going to turn out to be related to that canonical character in One Piece who has a head that's very similar to this, who's in the Navy, like Strawberry, I think is his name. You don't remember that guy?
I do not.
There's a guy with a head that's actually probably like 3 times as tall as this. And that's just his head. It looks like that. It's just a very tall head.
One piece.
I'll find him too. I think it's Strawberry. Strawberry One Piece. Yeah, that's him.
Oh.
Yeah, that's his actual head.
Oh, I thought that was hair.
It looks like hair. Oda confirmed in an SBS. That's his actual head. It's very tall.
All right, cool. Could be.
Oh my God. We don't have show notes, but just imagine this. Look at this image. It's his head covered in hair, his tall ass Marge Simpson head, but he's got like the little Marine baseball cap sitting at the very top of his head. Just looking ridiculous. That's not shielding his eyes at all. It's not doing anything. Okay, but anyway. Hilarious. So anyway, Captain Big Man Smart Boy walks out and says, Madame, you are a troublesome geisha, and I'm going to give you 1 split half of a fucking second to explain what you are doing here. So we leave here, Robin looking sweaty and moist and wanting.
She's very like, oh no. What could she possibly be thinking? She's got to think of something real fast, otherwise she is dead.
I bet she's thinking if she could fit that whole head inside, because that's what I'm thinking. Know what I'm saying? Oh, Christ. Okay. Moving on. That's why women are intimidated by the girth of this man's head. I know I am. Could you get a lobe in there? I bet I could fit both those lobes. Okay, anyway. Leaving here. Moving on. We're on Katakuri. No, Kuri Beach. My mistake.
Katakuri Beach.
I wish it was Katakuri Beach. Because I'm Katakuri's bitch. But.
Yeah, so.
I'm dabbing in real life, ladies and gentlemen.
we who are these people? I forget all of it. Otama Momonosuke,
and
lady.
God, what's her fucking big ass name? Okiku. That's the one.
Oh yes, all right. The characters we know and love.
Of course, our favorite, everyone's favorite.
And Chopper as well. So they've been training in the woods, getting stronger and being safe.
Just whacking shit.
Uh-oh. What's this? It's a big person on the beach.
How convenient! How fucking convenient that our beloved characters ran across. This happens every fucking day. They find dead people washed up on the beach.
I don't think it's that convenient. Like, I assume they were on the beach near where Luffy, landed.
I mean, yeah, their village isn't that far.
And so
That's
if
fair.
Luffy fell out of the ship and washed up here, then if Big Mom fell off her ship and washed up here, it just makes sense. The water currents and all that.
I mean, I don't know. I could go into the whole thing. I mean, Okiku or Otama ended up here because she was like fleeing from some guys, so they're just taking a leisurely stroll. I mean, do they do this every day? I mean, I don't know. Whatever. I don't give a shit.
Yeah,
anyway, it's Big fucking Mom. She washed up on the island right in front of our beloved characters, and Chopper, who
Huge
knows Big
mama.
Mom, is freaking out, understandably. So he's worried. He's worried about what's going to happen. We need to run away from here, or she will murder us if she wakes up, which is a fair assessment. And I like that Chopper, you see him pulls out his little sword, just glint on that tiny little panel.
That tiny little baby ninja boy.
And but I like this. Chopper's like, okay, I'm gonna kill her right here and now. I'm gonna do it so she won't murder us while she's asleep. I respect that. That's what he should do. Good for you, Chopper.
Yeah,
I respect
he's just
that.
gonna stick that sword right up her nose.
Yeah. I can think of several orifices that Big Mom is weak through. But regardless, he doesn't get a chance to find and explore any of them because she already wakes up, cough, cough, where am I? And who am I? Oh,
Wah,
no.
wah.
Wah, 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 wah. It's
Okay.
this trope, ladies and gentlemen. Here it is.
Here it is.
Here
all
it
right.
is.
So, I think
Yeah.
this is incredibly silly,
I'm glad you agree.
but I kind of don't mind it because I understand why it happens, why it's happening.
Yeah.
I just think it's, I don't know, an amnesia for Big
Yeah.
Mom. Like, I guess she's old, but like, is she really like that old? To have hit her head so hard, she's got like
Isn't she
impenetrable-
invincible, guys? Wasn't that
invincible
like
skin.
established? I guess she was underwater. Does that lower her defense stat? I mean, I don't know.
I suppose it does.
Okay, I mean, I just have to list all the conveniences here. Okay, Big
Very,
Mom.
very convenient.
It's so convenient. She washed up. She was here. I mean, she wasn't prevented from entering the island. She was able to get in. She falls off her ship. Conveniently, that like King knocks her off. She gets amnesia. Okay, she wakes up on this beach, so she miraculously survives. She happens to be found by our characters, and we already know what's going to happen because Chopper and our gang found her. She's going to be like, Chopper's going to be like, oh no, Big Mom, your big friend is your name, and you are our best friend, and you fight with us, and we're all buddies, and we'll give you food. You know that this is what's going to happen.
Yeah.
And so Big Mom will help them in some way, probably.
Yeah, I mean, this is the only way to, like, Big Mom and Kaido, they can't, the Straw Hat crew, even with all the samurais and all the allies, they can't fight two Yonko in the same place.
Yes,
even
of course.
even if the Yonko are fighting each other. So, like, if we wanted Big Mom to be an ally, which, like, a long time ago we were thinking that's the only way that they could, like, team up and fight another Yonko, is, you know, if Big Mom, like, forgave them. And they can't, because Big Mom didn't forgive them, but now she can, because she doesn't know anything.
Okay.
Because of amnesia. Very convenient.
Indeed. It is very convenient. I'm glad you agree. Here's my issue with this, and maybe this will be a small thing, but it could be a big deal. I don't know. It's that this arc is not about Big Mom. I don't want this arc to be about Big Mom. We just had the Big Mom arc, and it was like one of the best in the series, and I absolutely loved it. I don't understand. Okay, again, I just want to say, like, I am remaining agnostic as to whether or not this will be total shit or not. It might not even be shit at all. This might be great writing. It's just, I personally just feel a reticence to getting Big Mom involved in this arc at all. I'm not sure why Oda chose to write it this way. This didn't just magically have to happen, people. Oda chose to involve her. And he could have just chosen to have Kaido just, like, be fighting her at sea with, like, a fleet or whatever, and she gets repelled and then just leaves and comes back later and keeps trying or something. He chose to have this specifically happen, so we need to hold him accountable for, like, if this turns out good and if he uses Big Mom well and doesn't just waste our time with repeating characters. Oh, I forgot another point of convenience, that none of her family washed up with her and got to her first to just remind her that she's Big Mom. It's another big point of convenience that Chopper got to her first.
Yeah.
So,
I'm
you know...
you know,
Uh-huh.
I'm wondering about how her memory will be jogged in the end, because like she's gonna get her
Yeah.
memories back, and it's gonna be at the worst possible time, and she's gonna
Probably.
go on a rampage, and it's probably going to be something to do with Mother Caramel
Yeah. Yeah.
in some fashion.
Well,
that is gonna
maybe.
be like, and she's gonna be like, oh my god, I ate her. Like it's gonna be some weird memory shit where she like by getting her memories back, she gets all of them back, even the ones she's repressed or didn't realize she ate Mother Caramel or something. And that's going to be a whole like Big Mom memory thing, because that's still not really resolved. Because we saw that backstory. No one else has seen that backstory.
Yeah, Big Mom
In the-
herself
in the-
doesn't know, and I mean, I guess what's his face, her, like her head chef, what was Streusel or whatever his name is.
Yeah, he didn't
Struzan.
know.
Well, he knows. He saw her do it. He was like
Yeah.
the one person besides that one giant who saw her devour her friends and family and whatnot. I just, I'm like, I don't need that explored. I am 100% satisfied with the arc Big Mom had of us just learning about her backstory. She is not a deep, complex character that even we should spend time analyzing beyond she's like a monster. And I know I sound like I'm telling Oda what to do. I'm not trying to. I just don't understand where he's going with this or why he's involving her. Like, to what end? I don't feel like there's anything
alright.
interesting to discover about, like, oh my god, Big Mom recognizes that, like, she killed... Like, what does that change about Big Mom's character? Nothing. She's already an immoral monster who eats people. It wouldn't
Yes.
make any difference in
Well,
terms of,
it
like,
would-
her character.
It would make difference just in the fact that she is powerful and Kaido is powerful, and the idea
Yeah.
of Luffy one-on-one Kaido winning is kind of like still ridiculous.
Well,
at
yeah,
this
nobody
point.
wants that. We want strategy. And using Big Mom, like, look, using Big Mom as part of the strategy, which I feel this may be building to, like, would
Yeah.
be understandable, but it's fucking convenient that all this shit happened, and,
Yeah,
we
like-
never should have had to rely on Big Mom in any way for any of this shit to happen. So I hope
Yeah,
it's a
and-
liability more than anything else.
I mean, it's convenient only in the fact that she has amnesia. Like the idea of
Yeah.
a Yonko pirate who has been like dominating part of the New World and the Grand
Yeah.
Line in general for like decades. Mm-hmm. Like this one time, she falls in the sea.
Yep.
One that like another crew member of hers doesn't save her who can
Mm-hmm.
swim. Maybe they all drowned.
Maybe.
And two, like if that was all it took for her to lose her memory, like how fragile is she actually?
Because remember how she was, like, invincible, guys? Do you remember this? This was a big deal, and I don't want to hear no fucking bullshit about how it's because she was underwater. It doesn't work that way, guys. Going underwater does not lower your defense stat in One Piece. You are foolish if you believe that's how it works. God, but they're just making it up. I remember people talking about that, like, that's why Jinbei was able to block her attack, on the ship before. It's because she was, like, wet, bro. That's what it was. I don't. You know what? I know it like makes you weak, but it doesn't. Whatever. Okay.
It makes
not gonna
you
get into
weak,
it.
but like
It makes you less
the-
able to physically like deal damage and lowers your like strength stat. I guess that's fair to say. But there is no mention that it, like weakens your body. So like that being the excuse for why she hurt her head, like that doesn't make sense. There's just no reason to believe that's the case.
yeah, I mean even
I don't
if weakened by, water and then she bumps her head on a big rock really hard.
Yeah.
She's still like a giant freak, like
Yeah.
with super strength. Like, it's different than like someone like Luffy, who is like a small person. He's a small human being. She's just got a lot of mass.
Yep.
It just feels a little more far fetched that she of all people would lose her memory from just being underwater for a bit.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
why didn't Luffy lose his memory? He did the exact same thing.
You know what I'll say about this, and about One Piece in general? These podcasts, for me, are cathartic, and they're a place for me to get all my bitching and moaning and complaining out of the way. After I'm finished with these, I pretty much always default to, not every time, because some things are legitimately annoying, but I go to, like that whole thing about Sanji being black with, like, the Gamma Double Six,
Oh,
Sanji
yeah.
being black. Like, with
Ha.
that, I'm like, nah. You know, like, I'm sure maybe it doesn't make perfect canonical sense. Meh, not a big deal. Like, I know what Oda's doing here. He's just trying to use this trope, this amnesia thing, get an enemy on your side. I've seen it a million times, so I'm not super impressed by it. But, like, I get it. And I could analyze every little fucking piece of the canonicity. I don't think it makes a lot of sense that she lost her memory. Maybe she got it because she was oxygen deprived in her brain and has brain damage now because she was underwater for too long. I don't know.
She already had brain damage.
Well, she's got even more now. I don't know. So I'm not trying to like go way overboard and nitpick here, but like it's fair to criticize these things in the moment, and then we will all relax and just default to our position of, isn't One Piece fun to just read every week, even though it's not literally perfect. I have a lot of fun, I enjoy it, and I'm gonna just relax and go on with my day and be excited for next week's chapter, because it's not that big a deal.
I'm very much the same. Like,
yes.
I usually,
so than me, I think.
like, before I started the podcast, I wouldn't even think of a lot of the things that you would come up with as, like, bad things. I just thought One Piece was perfect. And, like, nitpicking about it doesn't make me hate One Piece. It's just intellectually interesting. And, like, getting reminded of old things, because you know all that old shit, and I forget it. And you bring it up, and it's like, wow. Like, it's cool to just be having conversations about One Piece regularly on a level of depth that is just like, it just makes me like it more, honestly.
Yeah, me too.
It's more of a part of my life. It's really cool.
And I mean, you bring up lots of things that I'm not aware of in different perspectives and stuff. So yeah, I mean, I get tons out of it. I love doing it, and I hope people enjoy listening to it, and they seem to. So that's good. So I don't know. I don't know why I'm being defensive or anything. This has been our shtick.
You're seeing the future and how people are going to be like, fuck you, Nate, hate One Piece.
I'm activating my Katakuri, future sight because my hacky, Oda, the hacky expert, observation hockey, what's this? What am I perceiving? I'm seeing me kissing Katakuri. I'm seeing just me getting a big tongue full of that shark tooth mouth. Oh God, it's so romantic. It's so erotic. I've never seen anything like this before. He's enveloping me with his mochi body. Oh God, this is too much. It's too erotic. I need to stop. Okay, all right. That's all I've got for this chapter. Any further comments?
I'm just interested to see how this whole Big Mom amnesia plays out, because it's a common trope. I guess I'm looking forward to seeing Chopper try to convince Big Mom of stuff.
That could be funny. Chopper. There's potential for lots of humor there, so that's cool. I'm looking forward to that. Yeah, it's just that we got there through a fairly silly-ish way. But yeah, I'll take it on its face and appreciate whatever he does.
Yeah, I mean, One Piece is silly, and I appreciate silly things that happen when it results in funny. Yeah. So, like, as long as this is funny, I really won't mind.
I feel the same way. I feel a good joke can justify a lot of bullshit happening. Yeah. Totally agree. Well, in any case, I guess that's it for now. We will be back next week, most likely. And we'll continue talking about stuff. Let's see, patreon.com/thepodcastpirates. Support our show and join our crew. And join the patron Discord, linked down below, and make sure you're paying us on Patreon, so you're not a filthy white, but a glorious colored crew member.
Yes.
And that's it. We will see you next week, hopefully. There's a new chapter. Looks like there will be. Chapter 932. And have a beautiful time, everybody. Goodbye!
Ahoy, hoy, hoy. How do pirates say goodbye? Do they do anything? Do they say yar or goodbye?
Sayonara.
Oh, yes.
That's what I'm saying.